Assalamu alaikum dear students. In previous lecture we have discussed about control and coordination in plants. How control and coordination takes place in plants. Now today we will discuss about what are plant movements. Plant movements in plants. Plant movements. All of you know that plants remain fixed in the soil. Plants remain fixed in the soil by means of roots. When plants remain fixed in the soil by means of roots, they cannot move from one place to another place. When plants cannot move from one place to another place, means they do not show power of locomotion. When plants cannot move from one place to another place, they do not show power of locomotion. But plants show movement of various body parts. Plants show movement of various parts, just like roots, stems, leaves. Plants cannot move from one place to another place, but they show movement of various organs, just like roots, stems, leaves, only when they are exposed to external stimulus. Plants show movement of various organs, means movement of roots. They show movement of roots, stems, leaves, only when they are exposed to external stimuli. You know that various stimulus occur in environment. It may be light, it may be touch, it may be water, it may be gravity, or we can say that it may be chemicals. These are various stimulus which occurs in environment. Plants show movement of body parts, meaning movement of roots, stems, leaves, only when they are exposed to external stimuli, means when they are exposed to light, touch, water, gravity, and chemicals. This movement of parts of plants occurs mainly due to difference in unequal growth. In its two regions, by the production of plant hormones under the influence of stimulus. This movement of body parts of plants occurs due to difference in unequal growth in its two regions by the production of plant hormones under the influence of stimulus. Plants show movement of body parts mainly due to difference in unequal growth in its two regions by the production of plant hormones under the influence of stimulus. You know that in previous lecture we have discussed about what are auxins. Auxin is one of the type of plant hormone. The meristematic tissue which is present, which is present at the shoot tips, or we can say that it is present at the stem tips. This meristematic tissue produces a hormone which is known as auxin. Auxin brings about elongation of stems. It mainly induces elongation of stems. Auxin. Plants contain meristematic tissue at the shoot tips or at the stem tips. This meristematic tissue produces a plant hormone which is known as auxin. The main function of this auxin is to induce elongation of stems. If concentration of auxin is more, if this concentration of oxygen is more on one side of system, than the other side, if the concentration of oxygen is more on one side of system than the other side, then the side having concentration of oxygen more will get bent. That side of system will get bent. And this bending of system is a growth movement. And this bending of system is a growth movement. And this bending of system is a growth movement. Hence, plants show movement of various parts. They show movement of roots, stems, or leaves. Now, these plant movements have been mainly categorized into two types. First one is tropism. Second is nasties. Now, what are tropism? What is tropism? Tropism is a growth movement of plant. Under the influence of external stimulus. Tropism is a growth movement of plant under the influence of external stimulus. External stimulus, in which the direction of stimulus determines the movement of plant. This is an important point here. Tropism is a growth movement of plant under the influence of external stimulus, in which the direction of stimulus determines the movement of plant. Or we can say that in which the direction of stimulus determines the growth movement of a plant. Hence, this type of movement is a directional movement. Why it is called directional movement? Because in this movement, direction of stimulus determines the growth movement of a plant. That is why this movement is called directional movement. This These tropic movements are also two types. One is positive tropism. Second one is negative tropism. Now, what is positive tropism? If the direction of stimulus, if the direction of movement of plant, if plant shows movement towards the direction of stimulus, then it is called a positive tropism. If plant shows movement towards the direction of stimulus, then it is known as positive tropism. If it shows movement against the direction of stimulus, then it is known as negative tropism. If plant shows movement towards the direction of stimulus, then it is known as positive tropism. If it shows movement against the direction of stimulus, then it is known as negative tropism. Now, I will give you an example which clearly explains what is a tropism. Suppose if some plant is exposed, if a plant is exposed to sunlight, the plant gets bent towards that light. If some plant is exposed to sunlight, the plant gets bent, means it shows movement towards that light. Then it is known as phototropism. Hence, it is a positive tropism. Means this plant shows movement towards the direction of stimulus. Here stimulus is light. Here stimulus is light. This plant shows movement towards the direction of stimulus of light. Hence, this is a positive tropism. This is a positive phototropism. And this type of movement is known as positive phototropism because the plant shows movement towards the direction of stimulus. Here stimulus is light, hence it is known as positive phototropism. If plant shows movement towards the direction of stimulus of water, if plant shows movement towards the direction of stimulus, means towards the direction of stimulus of water, then it is known as hydrotropism. These are various types of tropism based on the presence of stimuli, present in environment. If plant shows movement towards the direction of water, then it is known as hydrotropism. If it shows movement towards the direction of gravity, then it is known as geotropism. If it shows movement towards the direction of stimulus of touch, then it is known as thigmotropism. If it shows movement towards the direction of chemicals, means towards the direction of stimulus of chemicals, then it is known as chemotropism. These are the various types of tropic movements which occurs in plants. First one is phototropism. Plant shows movement towards the direction of stimulus of light. Second one is hydrotropism. Plant shows movement towards the direction of stimulus of water. Third one is geotropism. Plant show movement towards the direction of stimulus of gravity. Fourth one is thigmotropic, means plant show movement towards the direction of stimulus of touch. Last one is chemotropism, in which the plant show movement towards the direction of chemicals. Thank you.